Right, one of the big stories of the day yesterday, 60 billion dirhams being invested into the expansion of ADGM on Maryah Island, effectively doubling the office space. Not the only big development. We also got a new cluster, the FinTech, Insurance, Digital and Alternative Assets cluster here in Abu Dhabi. Who's going to fill those seats? We are joined by Abu Dhabi financial headhunter Oscar Orellana-Hyder, co-founder of Cordell Partners. Oscar, it's lovely to see you.
Morning, lovely to be here, thank you.
Did you hear both of those announcements yesterday and think, excellent, that's new business?
I immediately, it was my reaction that it's a phenomenal announcement. It's a natural progression for this centre to come through and develop more towers that are akin to the original four, Al Sila, Al Khatam. Of course, we had the 10x expansion to Al Reem, which was phenomenal. I think that Al Reem is more of a 10-year play with the villas, with the living, with the total overview of the family environment. I think that hopefully the towers are going to be replicating what we have here, just up the road there, and it's going to be out and out offices for these multinational fund managers and money managers that are coming in and hopefully bringing lots of teams. Exactly right.
How hard is it at the moment for people to get the office space that they want?
It's really hard, and this is this is probably number one, not gripe, but it's number one on their list of challenge. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. It's a challenge with a lot of these new managers. They're very aggressive in they can be very aggressive in their growth in other geographies. They want 150 portfolio managers in sort of tomorrow, and the challenge is, thank you, where do we put them? Because of the visas, because of the headcount. So a lot of them are having to take an interim solution, for example, as I mentioned, Al Reem for now, and then when space becomes available, when suitable size of space of offices become available, they sort of hold them there for 6 months, 9 months, and then move in. So it's a real challenge at the moment, yeah. And I think the guys, I chat very briefly to the guys at CBRE and other real estate, and they're finding it just as hard.
How fast are some of these family offices, some of these hedge funds growing? Give me some examples from what you're seeing from your clients.
I think that's an extreme. That number that I mentioned is an extreme. I think there's only really two. If we compare ADGM versus DIMC, there's only probably two that are at the 150 headcount today. A lot of the others following have been 30 in, let's say, 2-3 years, but they have ambitions and they want to get to 70, 80, close to 100 in the next 2-3 years. So perfect timing with this. If we're calling it ADGM 2.0, there will be many more units available for the 100-person manager. So to answer your question, last couple of years it's been slow and steady, up to around 30, 50. Next 2-3 years, it will be, most of them will be at 100 in 2-3 years.
So that's announcement one. And we've also got this new feeder announcement, the FinTech, Insurance, Digital and Alternative Assets cluster. How busy are those segments? They're looking to create sort of 8,000 new jobs with that cluster.
Yeah, I think it's really smart. Again, not comparing the two immediately, however, the digital assets, the virtual assets, has been an incredible success with Dubai and what VARA has achieved and done. This is not a regulator, let's be clear on that. It's not a regulated entity and body. However, the virtual assets and the digital assets, I feel they've needed a lot more sort of room to grow in this jurisdiction over time. So this is going to be a perfect springboard for those new announcements. Again, we heard yesterday the virtual asset, the Binance of the world and others to come into this. So again, the two sectors that I spoke about, we chatted about AI and virtual assets. That's a perfect room to grow vehicle for these guys coming in.
The Aldar Mubadala expansion is going to also include a couple of new high-end hotels. How hard is it to book into the Rosewood or the Four Seasons for ADFW?
It's getting really hard. I mean, you and I have been speaking on this stage this forum for 4 years now.
When did you try to book?
I tried to book in July. And personal chat, I've got a cousin who lives in the Rosewood, still couldn't get me in. So I'm over the road, and I've sort of given my space to Larry Fink and whoever, David Rubenstein. I think sort of marginally deserve it over little old me.
Does ADFW actively bring in new residents. I mean, you're here every year, and we heard yesterday from His Excellency Ahmed Al-Zabi saying, you know, we've got people who are already here, and for those of you who aren't, let's chat. I mean, you're here to find new clients, aren't you? Does ADFW get people to cross that line to say, yes, we do need to physically here? Do you get clients from this event?
Yes, every single year. In a word, it's also really interesting how many new people have come this year. I was at a side event last night, and they said show of hands of who is their first time in ADFW. It was almost half the room. So, and that was a small boutique sort of side event, but that gives you a real indication of the new entrants that are coming in. And to your point, yes, there's always a follow-on. They fly back, they get back in mid-January, they say, oh, that was good, let's inquire about office space, or let's inquire about a head of or SEO hire, for example. It's always a big, now, this year, it's a huge sort of date in the calendar to say, look, let's and you hear it from the titans on stage yesterday, right? The next 30 years it's going to be here for sure, like no doubt.
Well, we're going to find out about those new offices and hotels and residences that are going to be built on Al Maryah, speaking in just a moment's time to the CEO of Aldar Development, Jonathan Emery. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Oscar Orellana-Hyder, co-founder of Cordell Partners, a man who will be looking to put some people in those new towers. We appreciate your time.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.